So, focalizing. Focalizing is a wonderful, wonderful technique. I think the thing that really struck me immediately about this as a practitioner was how it brought everything together and allowed you to integrate all your experiences, all your life experiences, all your spiritual experiences, all of your other modalities or practices. And it gave them a place in your ability to be with another in their experience. I think one of the most profound things, well, there were many profound things about my experience of the course, was the simplicity in how some of the pointings or the exercises or the directions you were given were simply to do things like listen to the birds outside, or be with your breath, or mirroring, which is a beautiful technique where you are quite literally repeating what someone is saying in a session with you back to them. And these very, very simple and gentle directions and guidance that you get to give as the practitioner, as you learn to be a focalizing practitioner, actually allow for a lot of magic to happen. It was my own experience that throughout having sessions with Joe and Nick, and also throughout having sessions with the other practitioners that I was learning with on the course, that just being held in a very empowered, very graceful, very gentle way, where my experience was at the center, at the heart of what was unfolding, and that experience was validated. And this very simple seeing of myself as I was noticing the experiences I was having in my body and sharing those with the practitioner, and then having them mirror that back to me, was very, very profound. And what it allowed for was this sense of permission. And I feel that often in other therapies or modalities, or just in the general spiritual alternative community, there is a lot to be said for when we shift the focus from I am the teacher, I am the one in charge here, and sort of almost having a subtle subconscious power over our person that has come to us for help and support. But the difference with focalizing is that it is very much a power with. You are empowering that person that you are sat with to be with their experience as it is in that moment, and to allow them to effectively pay witness to what is unfolding in their body, in their emotional grid, and to be with that in the best way that they can for themselves in that moment. Focalizing also gives you conditions that you can set yourself up to feel that your space and your container is incredibly resourcing for both yourself and the person you're working with. It gives you something that is wonderful called a 9-pointed star, which has many different elements that you can touch on, almost dancing and weaving them into your process, allowing for the mystery to still be a key element in what unfolds in the journey of every single session, which also allows for there to be a lot of space for the multitude of varying experiences of the people that you work with to play out as they need to, without it being something that you take personally or feel too triggered by. The range of emotions that we feel as human beings is vast and wide. So focalizing really felt for me like a very enriching experience. The course materials were light, they felt manageable. I loved the duration, sort of over the course of about 3 months. The sessions felt like there was enough space for everyone to share their own experience and to ask questions. And there was definitely a deepening that I witnessed in my own ability to be with myself in a very embodied way, and also how that now translates to anything that I am offering, be it with creatives to group facilitation, to workshops, to meditations that I offer on audio. So I highly recommend. Joe and Nick are just the best at what they do, and they hold an incredibly deep and curious space for learning and growth in your own development as a practitioner and your own discovery of the experience of this technique. So if you're on the fence or you're considering stepping into the arena of focalizing, I cannot recommend more. I think I would like to say that there was a moment where there were many different facets to what I was offering, and I didn't really know quite how it was that I was bringing them together. But being a focalizing practitioner has really allowed me to do that very successfully. And it's